anyone remember those videos that got shared around in the early to mid 2000s? You know, the ones where there would be a car racing around the track or the road, and at the very last second there'd be a jump scare? Yeah, that's this movie. Now, I mean, when I saw the trailer to Terror, I was like, alright, okay, it's going to be spooky, it's going to be scary, it's going to be a bunch of dipshits playing with tarot cards because they think they know what they're doing. Well, that's half true. It is a bunch of kids, who I assume have daddy's money to play with, playing with tarot cards that aren't theirs, which is the #1 rule. You don't play with someone else's tarot cards, because you don't know what's gonna happen. And they decided to fuck around and find out. Yeah, they found out, alright. I think one of the biggest issues I have with this movie is that it doesn't set itself up properly. You have less than a minute to get to know all the characters, and you're expected to remember all their names. There's probably 6 characters in total. I can't tell you any of their names because I literally don't remember any of their names. The one thing that I can conclude is that somehow they have enough money to rent a mansion for the weekend, but that weekend is only really like one night. But then they also have more money to rent the mansion again the next night. So did they stay a weekend, or did they stay one night and then rebook and book it for one night again? Watching the villains, the characters, the tarot cards come to life, it felt like an AI generated picture. Like, if you told AI to be like, tell me what a tarot card looks like, this is what it would tell you what they look like. There is literally a tarot card character called the Fool, which made me feel like it was the angels out of Doctor Who. You know, the whole don't blink and they cover their eyes. Yeah, it literally felt like one of those, like a knockoff version of that. This movie is not scary. Yes, there's jump scares, but you don't get the graphicness. You get the tameness. Like, I would be comfortable enough to let a 6-year-old watch this movie. And I think that's a weird way to put it, because it's a horror movie, and normally you would be not okay with a 6-year-old watching a horror movie. Unless, of course, your 6-year-old is actually into horror movies, but I mean, you're the parent, not me. I also don't have kids, so that's not my problem anyway. But, like, it's a jump scare movie, but the jump scares feel like you're knowing and waiting for them to happen. You hear more of the people screaming, you hear more of the atmosphere, but it doesn't add anything to a storyline that feels like it was left on the cutting room floor. It feels like a lot is missing, and you're expected to play along and pretend you know what's going on, when you're sitting there going, so which character is this again, and what bad guy am I supposed to be rooting for? Like, I don't know, man. You don't even see the bad guys half the time. Like, you're expected to know. But I don't know. I feel like when it comes to playing with astrology and tarot cards and the medium and the psychics, you have to delve very carefully, because this is one playground that you don't want to fuck around with. As someone who had a dad who owns a Ouija board and was told never fuck around and find out with Ouija boards, I take his advice on board. So when I watch movies like this, I'm expecting to be like, don't fuck around and find out. And that's my takeaway from tarot. Oh, also I learned it's based off a book called Horoscope. I've never heard of it. Don't think I want to read it now.